that lip is all around this side. And the bottom, and this must slide in like this to lock, right? Like, because if the lip is like that, it's not going to go opposite that. It's going to go in. So this has to come this way. This goes this way. But how the hell is this attached?
And I see this slot in there. I'm just wondering if you put like a flat head and kind of try to see if you can wedge and pop and get any leverage.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either, buddy.
Now the mic's back on again. This OBS software, if I have to restart it, it annoyingly, the microphone unmutes itself. So hopefully I didn't drop any F-bombs. That was my assistant, Kayshawn, and we were trying to figure out how to open this piece of equipment that might have gotten fried during a power glitch. It's always an issue. So we're going to see if we can find a fuse and replace this piece of equipment. That's what we do here at AV Geeks, is we splice a lot of stuff, we deal with a lot of cables, we look for fuses, try to figure out things that don't have manuals anymore, or not supported by the manufacturer, all that stuff. I'm Skip Alzheimer, and thanks for joining us. Yeah, we were watching some 16mm films. That last film was from the Orgone collection, and ultimately from the Mogul film collection. Mogul was a camera store in New York City, I believe, and they had a vast film library that they would lend out. And that collection ended up at Anthology, and then part of it went to Library of Congress via Rick Prelinger, and some of it went to Orgone. And so we did a big scanning party about 2 years ago, 3 years ago, maybe it was 2 years ago, 3, I don't know. Anyways, we went to Pittsburgh, and we set up at a friend of ours' house who had all the films, and we scanned a bunch of films. And then he has come down periodically, and we've scanned films for him as well. So there you go. Got a film set up on the Telecine about creative writing, or writing. No, wait, it's effective writing. Specific is terrific. Enjoy.
The world is so full of a number of things, and all of them are nouns. What they do. Nouns and verbs are the most powerful of words. Even with no help from other words, what wonders they communicate. Thunder rumbles. Toddler stumbles. Buyer haggles. Tail waggles. Teams score. Engines roar. And kites soar. However, adverbs can modify or change verbs, and adjectives can give nouns different images. For example, house is a fine noun all by itself, but with adjectives we can make it a blue house, apartment house, abandoned house, or any kind of house we wish to describe. Adverbs can make a tree droop wearily, or go soaring majestically toward the sky. Let's concentrate now upon the big four. Explore what can be done with these 4 types of words. Simon Pye is a college freshman. A hometown girl he likes will soon be graduating from high school, and he wants to persuade her to come to this college. This is what he writes.
Dear Molly, hi. How is everything? I'm fine. This is a good college. You ought to try it next year. Simon.
You think you'd like it there?
I don't know.
What does Simon like about it?
He didn't say.
They sure haven't improved his writing any.
They sure haven't.
Meanwhile, another student, Brad Tacky, having condensed his knowledge into a term paper, gets it back.
It's a jip. I covered everything.
Exactly where you went wrong, Brad. Writing is not supposed to cover things. it is supposed to reveal them. One purpose of words is to transfer the image in your mind to the mind of a reader or listener. When you can do that well, you are able to inform others. Another purpose is to put your feelings about something into words that generate a similar feeling in others. When you can do that well, you are able to influence others. Let's try it. The image, the word, the result. Not so good. Try again. And this time use a noun that is more specific. The image, the word, the result. Not quite. Be more exact, more specific. The image, the word, and the result. The more specific the word, the more exact is the image transferred. The same rule applies to other words. Verbs, for example. This man is moving. Too general. This man is running. There. She has it. Which of these fairground objects am I talking about when I say it is an attraction? You can't tell. The word is too general. Suppose I say it is a ride. Closer, but not specific enough. Now I say it is a Ferris wheel. There. Only the specific noun tells you exactly what I had in mind. Now let's select a verb to describe the action of the Ferris wheel. We'll try a general term. The Ferris wheel moves. Now, a more exact verb. The Ferris wheel rotates. Vague, general statements rarely satisfy our need to know. We keep seeking more specific information.
Hey, what's wrong? I'm thinking of quitting the team. Why? I don't know. Just on account of the way things are.
Now, what things?
You know, different things.
Now, come on, be more specific. No, what's making you unhappy?
It's the way I've been pitching. I feel like I'm letting everybody down.
Oh, that...
The coach is like the reader. She can't share your concerns until you give her the specifics.
But what does all this have to do with my term paper?
Read it.
The spread of nuclear weapons is a great danger to everyone. There are enough explosives on hand now to be of genuine concern.
What exactly are you trying to communicate, Brad?
Well, I want to make people realize the power, the size of these weapons.
With general words such as danger and concern, you are telling people what they should feel.
Right.
But telling them to be impressed is not the same as impressing them. Watch this little episode.
John, that is a dangerous place to stand. You should feel concerned. Oh, is that so? John, you are standing on a lion's tail.
Help! Oh, I see that. When he got specific, the other fellow reacted.
Read your line again.
There are enough explosives on hand now to be of genuine concern.
Let me read the same facts as printed in a United Nations magazine. The explosive power of a freight train 3,000 miles long, carrying TNT, can be compressed into a single bomb or missile with greater force than the sum total of all bombs dropped during World War II. The current stockpile of nuclear weapons contains the TNT equivalent of about 10 tons for every individual in the world.
Wow.
Instead of telling people what to feel, use specific terms to create specific images that cause people to feel. And Simon, your friend might be more interested in this college if you gave her more specifics.
But I said it was a good school.
Not image making. Don't try to shrink a whole college into one sentence. Think of specifics.
For example,
What is Molly interested in?
computer science, I think. And that's good because there's a new computer center here with state-of-the-art equipment. Dr. Wilkie, the head of the department, he's the man who invented...
Whoa, save it to tell her. What's the campus like?
It's like you dream every campus should be. It's tree-shaded, ivy-covered buildings, and in the spring, when the cherry and dogwood trees bloom, it's like you walk into a living postcard scene. You feel so...
Don't tell me, Simon. Tell Molly.
Hey, smart.
And remember, the general may be humdrum, but the specific can be terrific.
Shh.
Sorry.
So even though this is in a Centron can, and it has the beginning of Centron production, it has a Coronet copyright. And I've been trying to figure out with the people that own Coronet now, like, what's the deal? Like, why were you making films for each other? Like, because I've seen it go both ways, where it's a Coronet-looking thing, but it suddenly is Centron. So, very odd. Lots of confusing things happening with this collection. Just like puberty. How's that for a transition? Just like puberty. And this film addresses your body and adolescence. This has some drawings, some weird abstract drawings of different organs, sexual organs, but nothing explicit, so hopefully it's not going to freak you guys out. And maybe you'll figure out where babies come from. Enjoy.
This class is getting ready to have their photograph taken for the high school yearbook. Nothing unusual about them. They're much like you, like any group of boys and girls 13 to 15 years old. Hold still, please. Don't move. Thank you. Here it is, 17 young people. Some tall, some short, some fat, some thin, some strong, and some not so strong. However, all have one thing in common. They all are adolescents. Young people in the process of changing from child to adult. This stage of development, during which the physical changes from child to adult occur, is called puberty. Puberty usually begins at an earlier age in girls than in boys. Most girls enter puberty at about 12 or 13, and most boys at about 14 or 15. Puberty is a very important stage in your lives, and you should fully understand what it means and how it affects your body. These simplified drawings represent the bodies of a growing boy and girl before the onset of puberty. Regulating the growth and life of the human body is a system of glands. They are called the endocrine or ductless glands. These glands do their work by secreting certain chemical substances called hormones. Some of these hormones bring about changes within the body. During puberty, they are also responsible for the changes which finally turn a boy into a man and a girl into a woman. These glands are the pituitary gland, the thyroid, the parathyroids, the adrenals, the pancreas, and the sex glands. The glands thought to be most important in the development of the human body during puberty are the pituitary gland and the sex glands. The pituitary gland sets off the process of puberty by increasing the secretion of that hormone which controls the rate of growth of the body. Therefore, puberty is introduced by a rapid spurt of growth. Growth, however, varies for each individual person. For some, the young body may start its growth by shooting up several inches in a few months. For others, the growth in width may come first. And there's even another kind of person. The body may take its own good time before it starts growing in any direction. However, the proportions of the body usually become balanced when the process of puberty is completed. Sometime after the period of rapid growth has started, the pituitary gland, for the first time, secretes another kind of hormone. This new hormone influences the sex glands in both sexes. In the male, the sex glands are called testes. In the female, ovaries. The sex glands now increase their own production of hormones with the result that the physical differences between boys and girls become more pronounced. In the boy, the larynx and the vocal cords change so that his voice acquires the deeper pitch of a man's voice. The shoulders become broader, the thighs grow longer, and the muscles become stronger. Hair begins to grow on the face, under the arms, and in the pubic area. Perspiration also increases. The girls also change. The hips broaden out, the thighs and shoulders become rounded, the pubic hair and underarm hair begin to grow, and the breasts begin to develop. Sometimes one breast will mature more rapidly than the other. This occurs quite often and is no cause for concern. But these developments of puberty do not always happen at the same age. It is perfectly normal that some boys and girls develop sooner, others later. Therefore, whether you're among the early or the late ones, don't let it bother you. Also, for some boys, pubic hair may be the first sign of puberty. In others, the change of voice. And for some girls, the development of breasts may indicate the beginning of puberty, while in others, this may be the last development to occur. In addition to these developments, another change occurs at puberty. The sexual apparatus begins its full development. In the male, the external reproductive organs consist of the penis and the scrotum. The scrotum contains the testes. The testes, as you recall, are the sex glands in the male. They're like a factory in which, beginning at puberty, the male sex cells are made. These sex cells are called spermatozoa, or sperm cells. For the next 30 or 40 years, or even longer of the male life, these sperm cells are constantly being formed in the testes. They are stored in a long tube that is folded to fit within the scrotum. Millions of sperm cells are stored in this tube, from which some of them may be discharged from time to time during sleep. From this reservoir, the sperm cells travel through the seminal ducts. Here, fluids from various glands are added to form the semen. The semen, containing the sperm cells, passes through the urethra, sometimes called the urethral canal, and out of the penis. The semen, in the last part of its journey, travels the same route taken by the urine coming from the bladder. Now let's consider the female reproductive organs. Seen from the outside, they consist of several folds of skin called the labia. Unlike the male, the sex glands of the female, the ovaries, are located well within the body. At puberty, the ovaries begin to discharge eggs. These eggs, called ova, are the female sex cells, and they continue to be discharged for the next 30 years or so. Many eggs grow in the ovaries, but usually only one matures about every 28 days. When an egg matures, it breaks through the wall of the ovary and enters this tube, the fallopian tube. This breaking through of the egg is called ovulation. The mature egg travels slowly through the fallopian tube toward the uterus. At the same time, the lining of the walls of the uterus becomes enriched with blood. If sperm cells from a male have been introduced into the vagina, they must travel up through the uterus and into the fallopian tubes. It is in the fallopian tubes of the female that fertilization usually takes place. Fertilization is the process whereby a single male sperm combines with a female egg to produce a new human life. The fertilized egg then moves on and attaches itself to the walls of the uterus. The baby is developing in the uterus of the mother. Food from the blood in the wall lining of the uterus feeds the growing baby until it is fully developed within the mother. There is no direct connection between the blood of the mother and the blood of the baby. The time during which this development occurs lasts 9 months and is called pregnancy. After this, the baby is born. If fertilization of the egg does not occur, the egg dissolves or disappears. When this happens, the blood in the wall lining of the uterus is not needed and is discharged from the body. This is called menstruation. It happens every time an unfertilized egg dissolves away. That is, about every 28 days. So we have seen that during adolescence, our bodies undergo some intricate and wonderful changes. As a result of these changes, boys and girls become men and women, bigger, stronger, and capable of having children of their own. Adolescence is the time of transition from childhood to adulthood, giving you the privileges as well as the responsibilities of a mature human being.
Ovulation, rutabaga, puma, reptiles, vegetables, abdomen, protean. We learn new pronunciations every day. So hopefully we didn't see any real pictures of anything. Everything was kind of beautifully stylized. And we didn't really learn how the seed gets into where the egg is. That's kind of a mystery. So there you go. But I have a feeling that even this film was not shown in a lot of schools. A lot of school systems were like, nope, we're not showing that. All right, so we have another film set up on the Telecine, which is behind me. And this is Encyclopedia Britannica was really, for a long time, the really boring kind of, I mean, not boring, but yeah, like boring. Like just narrator, same narrator, voice of God, very little exciting whatever. But in the 70s, things started going nuts. And so this is an example of, them trying to capture the attention of kids who are now becoming oversaturated with films, with movies, like feature films, and with TV especially. So here's Play the Shopping Game. Enjoy.
we've been waiting for you. It's time to play the shopping game!
Shoppers all across the nation, win with anticipation, see a lively demonstration of economics. Housing, food, and transportation, health and saving, recreation, clothes, insurance, education, economics. You can play the game with that Bible name, out ahead of every other.
Build your shopping skill. Buy and learn the thrill. Saving projects, spending privilege.
Shop and save. Shop and save. Shop and save.
The shopping game. Do you like that show?
Sure. It's about an important part of life.
Yeah, a lot of what we have depends on how good we are at shopping.
More after this important message.
The producers of products and services want you to know that we are as concerned as you are about scarcity. Despite all our efforts to produce, despite all your efforts to acquire, it seems true that people never will be able to pay the price of everything they'd like to have. That's why the producers of products and services urge you to choose wisely, to shop with care, to get the very best products and services for yourself in spite of scarcity.
And now let's play the shopping game, where our contestants actually go shopping for the products and services that all of us want. And to make sure our contestants shop according to sound economic principles, they'll be observed, tested, and even tricked by our team of shopping villains, the consumer frauds.
I wish I were there. I'd show them how to shop.
We could all show them how to shop. If we could only get to that TV station fast.
As our contestants today, I'll select. Are you young people together?
Yeah!
Then come on up and tell us who you are.
Carlos Perez.
Carlos, do you ever like to eat a really great meal? Oh, that's fine, Carlos, because today you're gonna go shopping for food! Carlos is really gonna enjoy himself out there in that supermarket. And now we have...
Mary McGrath.
Mary, do you like to travel?
I
Simply
sure-
because you're gonna shop all day for transportation! He's traveling already to that wonderful world of shopping. Perhaps like our next guest, Frank Harris, who's gonna go shopping for the personal items we all like so much. Hairstyles, grooming aids,
That's great.
and a trip to the dentist. The physician.
Wait, that's
what a chance to demonstrate consumer skills, Frank. Isn't he a good sport? Aren't they all good sports? Even this young man.
Bill Cherny, who's going to spend the whole day shopping for housing. Rental or purchase, house or apartment. It doesn't matter to us, Bill, unless you make an unwise shopping decision or fall into the hands of some unscrupulous operators.
What enthusiasm for the game of shopping. Enthusiasm that's shared by his friend.
Jolene Andrews.
Jolene, how would you like to shop for clothing?
Wow, would I?
Wonderful, folks. She's looking forward to dealing with fabrics, weaves, weight and durability, fiber content that make it
So much fun to shop for clothing, but no more fun than her friend
Donald Olson.
is going to have as he shops for fun, recreation, spare time activities that are so important in our lives. Donald, shopping for fun can be so complex that you might wonder...
Are there any special rules for good shopping?
Rules? Did you say that important word, rules? Well, Donald, study the market often and adapt to changing conditions. Good luck. good shopping. We'll look in on you with our roving cameras as we play the shopping game after this important message.
Welcome to the giant overstocked warehouse, the store that makes you, the customer, aware of opportunity cost. You ask, what's opportunity cost? Let's say you have $200 to spend, no more. Well, you can use that $200 to buy a special deluxe stereo, or you can use it to buy an extra powerful CB radio, or you can use it to buy a super selective television receiver. Isn't that great? Yeah, but there's a catch. Now, let's say you buy any one of these fine products. Well, you lose the opportunity to buy the others. If you spend your time shopping for one, you give up the opportunity to play ball or read a book or see a movie. There's just so much time and money available to you. And if you use it one way, you lose it for other uses. That's why the folks at the giant overstock warehouse say come in and buy a stereo set, or a CB radio, or a TV set, or don't come in at all and play ball or read a book or see a movie or
Play the shopping game. With the help of our roving cameras, we'll tune in on one of our city's many food stores,
where we find Carlos, who seems very intent on, is it a shopping list? It reflects the likes and dislikes of Carlos' family, as well as things necessary for good nutrition. Carlos seems to have planned his shopping.
He's evaluated some sellers based on their ads. How do you think he's doing, audience?
Fine!
And how do you think he'll do when
a few unscrupulous people, like our villains,
try to fool or mislead the customer? They buy and sell merchandise with misleading labels. They package fresh fruits and vegetables to hide bruises and bad spots. They may weigh purchases inaccurately. And they may make hidden charges that you learn about after it's too late to avoid them. Will Carlos be taken in by these dirty tricks? Would you? No! I certainly hope not. And as the shopping game moves on, we take you
to see how our contestant Mary shops to meet her transportation wants and needs. Transportation involves many decisions. Should her transportation dollars be spent for? The answer to many people's transportation needs is, but has she thought of what it will actually cost to own a car? She'll have to pay taxes. She'll have to buy license plates and a city license sticker. The law requires insurance, and since most people buy cars on credit, she'll have to pay finance costs.
When all these charges are paid, Mary will be able to drive her car and to buy gas and oil whenever it's needed. And she'd better be sure she has enough money for routine maintenance and for repairs. How many people realize when they're being conned into an unnecessary repair job? Will Mary? Will she be able to deal with the bullying that some salesmen do? Will she carefully read the loan contract, including all the fine print? Will she recognize mechanical defects and consider what it may cost to repair them? Would you? Yeah! I hope so. And now on with the shopping game, as we look into personal care.
Here at one of our city's medical centers is Frank. He wonders, should he go to a private medical office or to a community clinic? Clinics may be crowded, the doctors rushed, or they may provide excellent care because a team of specialists is available. Frank's talked with his mom and dad.
When I'm facing surgery or serious dental work, I don't just take one doctor's opinion.
Frank wonders how to pay for medical care. Now he's covered by his parents' medical insurance. We hope he makes the right choice when it comes to health and personal attractiveness.
This will cure your headache, your stuffy nose, and your skin condition.
At the same time it dries the hair, it wets the scalp.
Will he buy unwisely and perhaps harm himself? Would you? No! I hope not. Anyway, as the shopping game continues, we take you to a neighborhood real estate office to look into housing and to see how our contestant Bill shops for a house or apartment. Apparently, Bill's read the ads. He knows that if he rents, he'll have to pay a deposit equal to 1 or more months' rent. He may have to sign a lease, and maybe he'll pay for utilities, heat, and light. If he buys, he'll have to make a down payment and buy on credit. No wonder good consumers are careful about buying a home. And what a shame, a few are taken in by... You've got to be careful. Will you be careful? Yeah! Good. And now, moving ahead with the shopping game, let's look in on... What an interesting way to begin this part of the shopping game, as Jolene checks the clothing she already owns. What condition are the garments in? How well do they mix and match? These things need cleaning. The labels often carry special information about them. These things need repairs, and Jolene wonders, does she have the time to fix them herself? Or the money to send them to a professional? Opportunity cost. Jolene knows she's going to have to buy some new clothes, and she wonders...
Should I pay cash, or should I use Mom's revolving charge account? She says it's okay, but when I put off paying, there's an extra charge. And most important, how can I really judge quality and not be misled by advertising and sales talk? Some stores advertise something for a low price, but when you get inside, it fits fine, they tell you. And if it needs alterations, what should I do about shopping for clothes?
Jolene had better decide fast, because time is running out in the shopping game. But there's always time for some things in life, isn't there? Sure, there's always time for recreation. Good times! The very things we sent Donald off to purchase. It looks as though Donald has found some friends to help him spend his recreation dollars. Looks like fun. But has he stopped to think about opportunity cost? Will he spend his time and money on small amusements or meaningful fun? Donald is finding that recreation is marketed and sold like any other consumer item. They sell fun that's costlier than some buyers can afford, and they try to convince people that nothing is fun unless it's expensive. People have to watch out for sellers of recreation. Will you? Yeah! I know you will! And now the exciting conclusion of the shopping game after this message.
For many years, economists have been aware of circular flow in economic life. Consumers buy products and services from producers. The money they pay helps the producers to keep producing. a circular flow of production and consumption. Wages earned from work are part of a family's income. When they use it to buy products and services, that's spending. Another circular flow. Make circular flow a part of your life. Participate in the economic system.
And play the shopping game, like Carlos. Look! Carlos sees a special quantity price, and he breaks it down into the price per unit. The saving is only a penny a can. Not worth it for a product he believes to be overpriced. In the produce department, he buys from a bulk display where he can examine each item. And he consults a recent newsletter on consumer food prices. When Carlos suspects unfair weight, he complains. When there's a charge that he doesn't agree with, he avoids it. That's good shopping. How are the others doing? Are they using their consumer skills as well as Carlos? Mary, for example. She seems to have found a defect in this car. How has she learned about automobiles? Good. As for the contract, she can take it home. Or if she signs now, the law gives her 3 days to reconsider. Today, Mary's walking. But when she does buy, her consumer skills will help her to own a good car at a fair price. And what about Frank? He's reading the package. Not just advertising claims, but the list of ingredients. Remember Bill, who's been shopping for housing? He shopped and compared. He's carefully read leases and mortgage contracts. And he's rented a fine apartment at a good price. Jolene, shopping for clothes, has gone to a store that her friends recommend. She's not buying until she's sure about the style, the fit, and the price. There are no credit charges on cash payments or on charges paid in 30 days. Donald is paying cash too. He's joined a youth center in his neighborhood. Here he can learn new skills and he can teach other people the skills that he's mastered. Isn't it wonderful, folks, how our contestants shop responsibly and well, based on good standards and shopping methods? Some of them have made purchases, others have not. Well, who's the winner? All of them are. What do they win? Thousands of dollars throughout the years because effective shoppers save money. Who are the losers? People who don't play fair.
It's up to you. Play the game. Use your consumer skills. As
shoppers all across the nation, waiting with anticipation, see a lively demonstration of economics. Housing, food, and transportation, health and saving, recreation, clothes, insurance, education with economics. You can play the game with that vital name, out ahead of every other. Build your shopping skill, buy and learn the thrill, saving while you're spending broader. Shop and save, shop and save, shop and save.
So, do you think that song is worthy of the toe tapping tournament candidate for next year? Let me know in the comments. Yeah, like mid-late 70s, things start going kind of crazy, and then the 80s they slap back to this kind of conservative thing again. But so I recognized a face in there, and I'm going to try to find it. So in the meantime, let's watch a film from Virginia, Department of Education, Walk, Don't Walk, while I try to find that person and the film that they were in. Enjoy.
Most of us walk and run without even thinking about it. This is one method of transportation that is available to almost everyone. In the open spaces, you can walk and run most anywhere you want to. But when you walk in the city, dangers are present at every corner. You can walk safely in the city if you learn a few basic safety practices. Use sidewalks when possible. Sidewalks are for walking. If you want to play on the walk, use the one in front of your house, but don't play on the sidewalk next to the street. Don't play near parked cars. A driver may not be able to see you out of the car window. If you must walk along a road with no sidewalk, walk in single file and stay as far off the road as you can. Walk on the side of the road so that you face the traffic. That way, you can see cars coming and stay out of their way. Watch where you're stepping so you don't trip and fall into the street. Signs and signals to you where and when it is safe to walk. Signs have different shapes and colors. 8-sided means stop. Diamond-shaped signs mean danger. And a round sign means a railroad crossing. The color of the signs and lights also have meaning. Red means stop. Yellow means caution. The color of traffic lights also have the same meaning. Red means stop. Yellow means use caution. And green means it's safe to go. Most intersections are marked with 2 white lines. Between these lines is the safest place to cross the street. If you come to an intersection with walk, don't walk lights, do what the signs tell you to do. Even after the light tells you to cross, don't cross until all cars are stopped. Look in both directions and watch for cars that are turning. When the don't walk light begins to flash, it means the traffic is getting ready to go. And if you have already started across the street, hurry to the other side, but don't run. When crossing the street, don't follow others. Look for yourself. Cross the street only at corners. Don't cross between parked cars because traffic will not be able to see you or stop in time. When you get out of a car, make sure there is nothing coming before opening the door and stepping out. When there is a school guard, obey the patrol and cross only when given permission to. Sometimes a student will be the patrol. You must obey them even though you might be good friends. Never chase a ball into the street. Let it go. Stop at the edge of the road and wait until no cars are coming. Stay out of the street away from traffic while waiting for the school bus. Stay back from the road until the door is opened. If you have to cross the street to your school bus, wait until the driver tells you to cross. You should also look to see that all the traffic is stopped before crossing. If you miss the bus, don't chase it. You may slip and fall into the path of another car. Go home and let your parents take you to school. If you must walk beside the bus, stay as far away as possible. Don't run or play until the bus is out of the way. Railroad crossings are also danger points. Most times there are signals that tell you when a train is coming. Don't cross when the lights are flashing or the bell is ringing. If you see a train coming, don't try to beat it. Stay back until the train passes. Stay far back from the tracks until the train is passed. When crossing, look in both directions and listen before crossing. There are some special situations that you should also be prepared for to be safe. Never take a ride with anyone you don't know. Just tell them you want to walk. Even if the weather is bad, still don't ride with anyone unless you know them. Here is a place where there may not be room for you and a car. Look ahead, and if you see anything coming, don't cross until you can see the way is clear. And make sure there is nothing coming from behind. Then go straight across. Don't play on the bridge. Even though walking may be a little bit slow, never hitch a ride on the back of a car or truck, no matter how safe it looks. If you have to walk after dark, wear light-colored clothing. Carry a light and walk facing the traffic. Remember, you can see cars coming long before the driver can see you, so get out of their way. Just because you see other people doing things wrong when they walk, don't you do it. Remember, if there are sidewalks, use them. If there are no sidewalks, stay as far off the road as you can. Learn to recognize and obey all traffic signs and signal lights. When there are crosswalks, use them. In the city, cross streets only at corners. Look for yourself before crossing the street. All always obey the school crossing guard. Stay away from the school bus until it is stopped. Look before you cross a railroad track. Don't ride with anyone you don't know. And when walking at night, wear light-colored clothing and carry a light. If you remember these few simple rules, you can walk safely and have fun at the same time.
All right. So, this was one of the guys in the Play the Shopping Game film. And I recognized, I was like, wait a minute, I know that guy. I remember him. And this is him. Looks a little bit younger, maybe. And he is one of the main people in Purely Coincidental, that film that I showed that I love, which is about food safety in the industrial setting, but also a film that upset everybody because it ends up with a dog dying. And he plays the guy who is working on some equipment and puts some screws and some metal into a can, and that can gets filled with dog food, and then it kills a dog. Then his daughter is made sick by this guy. Oops. Come on. This guy, and it's his dog that dies, but he doesn't wash his hands, and he's playing with some dough, and so the other guy's daughter gets sick because of that. So, and then they meet on a hunting trip. So there you go. I was hoping to see if I could find if it was made by the same company, the Don Kongman. I'm gonna have to do some more research. Anyways, thanks for tuning in today. Very much appreciated. I love showing films like this, obviously, and we'll be back again tomorrow at 1 o'clock. If you like what you saw, you can buy us some coffee at buymeacoffee.com/avgeeks. You can also go to avgeeks.com and see other things that we put online, and you can hit like or the thumbs up. That's a great way to say, physically say, in a virtual sense, that you like what we do and that you think others should see what we do. Everybody have a great rest of your day, and we will see you again soon. As always, please rewind and love each other, and see you on Thursday. Everybody take care.